Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Federal Newcastle MP Sharon Claydon is talking up last night's budget, saying it delivers for her electorate and the region. The Treasurer did not announce money for any new infrastructure projects in the region, with previously announced funding confirmed for green aluminium and major projects already underway. Sharon Claydon says the budget was aimed at helping people doing it tough with the cost of living.
The cheaper medicines, the extension of that will be very welcome in Newcastle, where we know that under Labor's plans for cheaper medicines, we've already seen Newcastle saving $9 million.
Meanwhile, Business Hunter CEO Bob Hawes says while there was no new funding for big-ticket items, the region could cash in on increased spending to support small business taking part in the defence industry supply chain. He says it's hoped more funds will be committed to the region during the upcoming election campaign. Nationals MP for Lyne David Gillespie says last night's budget has failed to deliver funds for long-awaited road projects in the region. Funding has been confirmed to continue the M1 extension to Raymond Terrace and the Singleton Bypass. David Gillespie says important projects on the Pacific Highway which help save lives have been ignored.
But the things that I've been calling for, grade separated interchanges or flyovers for Madawi Road, for Buckets Way, for Italia Road, where all the 4 lanes of traffic have trucks and cars and caravans weaving at right angles between them. It's a recipe for disaster, and I was expecting some big spends on fixing all those.
Meanwhile, the government's defending low spending on the Hunter region in this year's budget, with large unassigned pools of money for projects which could be announced closer to the election. Shortland MP Pat Conroy says there's a reason why no funds have been committed to high-speed rail.
We've committed more than any other government to make high-speed rail a reality, and the business case is due to be presented to Cabinet shortly, and it doesn't make sense to allocate more money until you've considered the business case.
It's not clear whether hearings at a federal inquiry into the offshore wind consultation process will be held before the election. It's understood private consortium Novocastrian Wind is yet to accept a feasibility licence for a farm off the Hunters Coast, granted by the government. Senate Environment Committee Chair Karen Grogan says next steps involve making decisions from submissions.
A lot of the submissions that we received are pretty clear about what they believe in, what they want. We'll just determine who we invite based on what each of the senators feel and where we feel we need further information or further clarity. Anyone who's submitted to that inquiry, they should know that everyone has read their material.
A University of Newcastle researcher is collaborating in a $1 million project developing a new diagnostic process for Parkinson's disease. The European-led Vampire project has been issued a grant of €8 million and would allow the disease to be diagnosed with a blood test, increasing opportunities for early intervention. Professor Murray Cairns says it could change the way the disease is treated.
It's probably most important for the diagnosis of cases early so that you can initiate treatment at an earlier stage, slow the onset of the condition.
To NURFM Sport.
3 spectators have been hit with bans after Edgeworth Eagles keeper Ben Conway's drink bottle was allegedly spiked with alcohol during a match last month. Video footage showed a fan coming onto the field during the first half of the club's 1-1 draw with Belmont Swansea and grabbing Conway's bottle briefly before returning to the crowd. A 2-week investigation led to 2 people banned from attending matches for 30 days, with another banned for 60 days. Newcastle cricketer Jason Sanger will be looking to help South Australia break a 29-year Sheffield Shield drought this afternoon against Queensland. The Wall's End junior has had a good run of form since missing the start of the season, hitting close to 600, including 2 centuries in 5 games. And the Maitland Mustangs men's and women's sides will head to Wollongong this weekend to face off against the Illawarra Hawks. Women's coach Will Granger says he's expecting plenty of emotion from both matches, with the Hawks coming off their NBL title win last weekend. That's sport. I'm Jack Seymour.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 8, 13, 19, 26, 39, 40 and 44, and the supplementaries are 16, 20 and 46. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.